I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servants of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism.
Come to the Panchatattva mantra. Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Sri Advaita Gadadhara,
Sri Advaita Gadadhara,
Srivasadi Gaura,
Srivasadi Gaura,
Bhaktavrinda.
Bhaktavendra. I offer my obeisances to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadagara, Sri Vasa, and all others in the line of devotion. Maha means great, and mantra means scared of chant of deliverance. Of all mantras in the Vedas, one is called the Maha Mantra or Great Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The words Hare pronounced Hare, Krishna pronounced Krishna, and Rama rhymes with Rama are Sanskrit words. Hare is an address to God's energy, known as Radha, and Krishna is name of God, meaning he is attractive to everyone. Rama means one who gives pleasure and enjoys life. When chanted, the Maha Mantra is a petition to God. O Krishna, O energy of Krishna, please engage me in your service.
Okay, very good. So
Thank
I just want to recap. The first invocation is to the Guru. Okay, we have Guru, so it's some invocation, some respect. I'm also one of the Gurus at this present time. Okay, and then we pay respects to the Acharya. This is our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, one of the Acharyas. Okay, so we are paying respect. Then we pay respect to the Panchatattva. Panchatattva is actually 5 personalities. One is Krishna, one is Balaram, one is Mahavishnu, one is Nada Muni, and one is Radharani. They came 500 years ago in the form of devotees. Actually, they are very high personalities that they came 500 years ago in the form of devotees to help us re-establish the Sanatan Dharma, because the Sanatan Dharma was getting lost. Okay, and then we have this prayers to Krishna and Radharani. Please engage us in your service, and we like to do service here, and we would like to carry on doing this service after we die. Then we hopefully we can reach the spiritual world, and there we'll always be engaged in your service. Okay. Any questions so far? Understand, huh? Hare Krishna, Harshu, Kashi, and Suji. Kashmini, Gita, Devi, Mohan. Carry on. Today is chapter 2. Just to ask, is my voice loud enough for you all? Anyone can answer?
Yes, sir.
Loud, huh? Okay. Today we read the Gita Gyan. Okay, so who would like to read this? I will read and you follow me first. Any volunteer?
I will go, sir.
Okay. Devaki Nandana Krishna
Devaki Nandana Krishna
Gita Pathena Tusyaki
Gita Padena Dusyati
Yatana Vedal Danena
Yadena Divedaye Danena
Yagna Tirtha Rata Dibihi.
Yajna Trita Vrata Priti. The son of Devaki, the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied with anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of Gita.
So Krishna likes us to read the Gita, best of all. You see, all these are sacrifices. Giving charity is also a sacrifice, right? Because you're starting with your money or food or whatever charity you're giving. And then reading the Vedas is also a sacrifice. Why? In the sense that you're spending your time to learn and understand the Lord, right? And uh, sacrifice is also a sacrifice. Pilgrimage is also going to places, is also sacrificing your time and energy. And vows is promises to the Lord, so you are also doing effort in this. So the last and best is devotional. The word devotional is there. Devotional recitation of the Gita. In anything spiritual, there should always be devotion. Devotion means love, love for the Lord. So devotion is something like love. So if there is no love, there is no happiness in the thing that you're going to do. If you love reading the Gita, you will be happy reading the Gita and you can absorb better. If you love giving charity, you will give with an open heart. Later on in the Gita, Krishna will explain the 3 types of charity, the 3 types of sacrifice. And that one later on in the other chapters, as we go on, we will explain to you. So this is all. Krishna says, I like the person who reads the Gita in the devotional mood all the time, most of the time. That's the best thing I like. But you should also do charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, vows, because it's and read the Vedas. And the Bhagavad Gita is part of the Vedas. So if you want to read Bhagavatam, also is actually the conclusion of the Vedas. So anyway, there are a lot of books to read, but the most important is Bhagavad Gita. We take the respects and the blessings of Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. On the right is Jagannath, which is Krishna. On the left is Baladev, which is Balaram. In the center is Subhadra, which is the sister of Krishna and Balaram. So we also should chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam. What is the meaning of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevayam? I pay my respect to the Supreme Lord. Okay, just now we read this. So we also take the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. He is a pure devotee and he's the Acharya. So we take blessings. Okay, who would like to read this Gita Mahatmya? Yesterday we read one, today another verse from the Gita Mahatmya.
I'll go.
Okay. I'll read and you follow me. Yeah?
All right, sure.
Gita Dayayana.
Gitayayana.
Gita Dhyayana.
Gita Dhyayana.
Shilasya.
Shilasya.
Pranayama.
Pranayama.
Parasya cha.
Parasya cha.
Naiva santihi.
Natva sadihi.
Papani.
Papani.
Purva janma.
Purva janma.
Pitani cha.
Pitani cha. If one reads the Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of the Lord, the reaction of his past misdeeds will not act upon him.
This is very, very powerful. If you read the Bhagavad Gita sincerely and in a serious mood, your past misdeeds, the reaction won't act upon you. So you will be actually above the reactions of your past sinful deeds. That is very powerful. Okay, what really this means is, as we go in the Gita, Krishna is going to explain why it is so. So because of this, we should all try to get everyone to also read the Gita. If you love somebody, you want him to or her to not get the reaction of her past his past misdeeds. You should tell her, read the Gita. This is very, very important. And of course, we also, we should read the Gita. But we should also be very kind to others and also get them to read. Every time you get someone to convince someone to read the Gita, you will get some part of the piousness of it. That means if you introduce someone to read, whatever piety and they get from reading the Gita, a small portion will come to you. So in this way, you will also benefit. So it is quite interesting that everybody benefits from helping. You help someone, you will also benefit. They will benefit the most, but you also benefit. When you read the Gita yourself, you also benefit. Okay? And when you read the Gita, you benefit, your family benefit a little bit. Because you are reading the Gita and you are the person, part of the family. So today's chapter is 2, contents of the Gita summarized. So Krishna is now going to speak about the Bhagavad Gita summary of it. But of course, he does give very detailed about some points in this Gita, in the chapter. Okay. So before we go to chapter 2.7, anyone has the Bhagavad Gita with him or her?
Yes.
Can you read
Yes.
chapter 2.1 and 2.2 and 2.3, just the English, the translation? 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, just the translation. Chapter 2, huh?
Hare Krishna.
Please proceed.
Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of fears, Madhusudana Krishna spoke the following words. Do you want me to read the purport?
Just the translation.
Okay. Material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. Compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. The word,
Wait. Just translation. Now 2.2 and 2.3.
okay. This 2.2, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all benefiting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. 2.3, O son of Pritha, do not yield to the degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastisers of the enemy.
Yeah. Okay, so Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Krishna sees that Arjuna does not want to fight because of the illusion of his mind. Krishna is now asking Arjuna to stop being sentimental. He says, how have these impurities come upon you? Don't be sentimental. Be rational. Arjuna explains to Krishna why he is going to explain to Krishna in this verse 2.7 why he is lost his desire to fight. And after that, let's see. Okay, who would like to read 2.7? I will guide you for the Sanskrit, then you will read the English also. Who would like to take, who have not read, those have read already, let the others give the others a chance to also read.
I'll read, Prabhu.
Okay, come. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Karpanya
Karpanya
Usapata
dosapata
Bhava
bhava
Rachami Tvam
rachami tvam
Dharma
dharma
Mudaketa
samuda cheta
Achreyashan
yachirachan
Nishchitam
nichitam
Uhitan Me
ruhitan me
Isyat Ham
sisyatham
Sadimam
tadimam
Tvam Prapanam.
tvam prapanam. Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of my miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple and soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Yeah. So Arjuna admits that he is confused. You know, when sometimes you got a big problem which is too much to handle, you become confused. Shall I do this or shall I do that? First he tells Krishna, I don't want to fight. Then after that, Krishna tell him, what are you doing? You are actually not thinking correctly. So then he says, oh really? So now he says, I am confused about my duty and I have lost all composure because I'm very weak. So I am asking you to tell me what is good for me. So he says, I want you to be my guru and I will be your disciple and I will surrender unto you and take your advice. So this is, he asked Krishna to guide him by being his guru. So in this way, we always need someone to help us. So a person who is learned and very senior, you can always make friends with the person and try and get them to actually help you. It's nice to have somebody like that. You know, just like in sometimes we say, when you want to do some business example, you should always have a successful businessman to be your friend and be willing to guide you so that you don't make the mistake when you are doing the when you're starting your business, for example. Okay, so same way also, many things also, you have someone who is very experienced in that subject matter and he's willing to be your friend and teach and help you along your way. It's very important. So so Krishna is now going to speak about the qualities of the soul. Okay, who would like to read 2:13? Okay, Radhika. Devosmin
Dehinosmin
yata dehi
yata dehi
kaumaram
kaumaram
avanam jara
yauvanam jara
tata dehantara
tata dehantara
praptir
praptir
virastatra
dirastatra
namuyati.
namuyati. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change.
Thank you. Very good. So here you can see the baby when you are last time you were a small baby, and then you grow and you became bigger and you become an adult, then you started getting old and finally you die. Okay, so this is the lifespan of a person. Of course, sometimes you get terminal illness, that's a different matter, or you get into an accident which kills you, or something happens that doesn't make you complete this. That's a different matter, but most of us go through this process. So now Arjuna is Krishna is telling, we are what if this in this body we have our soul. Does the soul change when we grow old? Are we still not the same person when we are young, old, big and old? We are still the same soul, right? The soul doesn't change. What changes? The body changes. So in this way, Krishna is explaining to Arjuna, Arjuna, what are you talking about? We are the soul. We are not the body. And the temporary nature of this material world, including this body, is explained to Krishna by Krishna. And he is explaining the permanent nature and qualities of the soul. So Krishna is now explaining to Arjuna that we are not the body, we are the soul. So what you are talking about, these people, you're killing these people. So here we have this man is having a bird, and around is the cage. So what happens is, supposing if he doesn't feed the bird and he just cleans the cage, what happened to the bird? The bird will die because the bird needs the food. So the bird is something like our soul. We need the food for the soul. So what is the food for soul? Is spiritual knowledge, spiritual devotion, and doing all the things which Krishna wants us to do. Be a good person, be a kind person, be a tolerant person. So all these things is food for the soul. It helps the soul. It doesn't help the body, right? So the body also, so the cage is like the body. So if you just take care of the body, but you don't care for the soul, what happens? Finally, the soul actually just becomes lost. You don't even realize you are the soul. You only think you are the body. So that is a misconception many people have. They only think of their body. They think the body will give them happiness, but that is not true, because the soul needs to be happy. Okay, so who would like to read this?
I'll go, sir.
Okay. Was,
I can read, Prabhu.
okay, your unique guidance, no need. Who is going to read?
I need guidance.
Okay, come. Vasamsi
Vasamsi
nani
jirnani
yatha vihaya
yata vihaya
navani girnati
navani girnati
naro parani
naru parani
tata sarirani
tata sarirani
vihaya jirnani
vihaya jirnani
anyani samyati
anyani samyati
navani dehi.
navani dehi. As a person puts on a new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones.
Yeah. So Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that it's just like a person, old clothes he will throw away, buy new clothes and use it. So the same way, we, when our bodies grow old, the soul throws away the body and takes another body, takes a new birth. So in this way, Krishna is explaining that the body is temporary and the soul is permanent. Okay, so here we have a person wearing some clothes, then he changed to another clothes. This is also sometimes your clothes become very small. You cannot wear all, so you have to throw away your old clothes or give away. I mean your clothes because you are growing, and you buy bigger clothes, right? So same here also. When the body becomes old, what we do? We throw away the body and we take a new body. It's another way is like a car. You have a car, you buy a new car, and then you use the car, and one time the car becomes old, and you try and repair it and repair it and repair it until one time it's really not worth repairing anymore. You just get rid of it, and then you buy a new car. So same way, our body works like that. And after this, Krishna is also explaining the qualities of the soul. Who would like to read this? This is in English. It's from the Bhagavad Gita, but it's in English.
I will read, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burnt nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Thanks.
So you now understand that your soul, last time you know you are the Atma, the soul. But now Krishna is explaining to us what the soul is. The soul cannot be cut to pieces. You cannot cut your soul into two. Your body you can cut into two and you die. Okay, but your soul cannot cut into two. By any weapon cannot be cut. And it won't be burned by fire. Soul cannot be burned. You put the fire, it cannot burn and finish. No, it cannot disappear. And you cannot use the water and make it wet. It's not, no, the soul qualities don't allow that. And you cannot wither. Wither means dried by the wind. Cannot. And sorry. And the soul cannot be broken. Can you break a soul? Cannot. It cannot be insoluble. Can you put in the water and it just disappear, like you put sugar in the water and disappear? Cannot. And can it neither be burned nor dried. It is everlasting. The soul can never die. Your soul will never die. It is always there. And it present everywhere. It can go anywhere it wants. Okay? And is unchangeable. The soul cannot change. You cannot be small baby and become big and become old. The soul doesn't do that. It is always the same. It is always the youthful soul. It is never a baby soul and a old soul. It is always youthful. Immovable, eternally the same. The soul is also invisible. When the person dies, can you see the soul? Cannot. Because our eyes, our material eyes cannot, sorry, cannot see the soul. Inconceivable. We cannot understand the soul also. That is why we are always looking for within, try and understand ourselves. We don't even understand ourselves. Then we get confused. Like Arjuna cannot understand what to do. He do not understand. So, inconceivable and immutable. What's the meaning of immutable? Anyone knows? Cannot be spoken about. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. So now you understand that we are not the body and we are the soul. So why is Krishna talking about this? Firstly, he's explaining to Arjuna that when you kill somebody, you're not killing. You're fighting. Arjuna says, if I kill these people. And Krishna says, what you're talking about killing? When they die, they get a new body. They're not dead, only the body goes. So that is one point that Krishna is trying to make Arjuna understand. So let's go on. This is point number 1. The point number 1 was that we are Atma, right? Okay. So this is keep on. This is still the first point. There are totally 5-6 points that Krishna is explaining to Arjuna about many things. Let's see what he says. So then, the second point is Krishna speaks in text 233. Wait, okay. Those who have a Gita, go to the Gita to okay, who can read 232, 233? Just the English translation, no purport. Who has a Gita? Volunteer? Y'all don't have Gita, is it? If you don't have, then you are excused. But if you have, please volunteer.
I have Prabhu. 33, is it?
33, 2 verses.
32. Okay. O Prata, happy are the Kastrayas to whom such fighting opportunity come unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planets.
33.
If, however, you do not fight this religious war, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter.
Okay, thank you. So that is point number 2. Krishna is saying if you fight, especially on religious ground, if you die fighting, you will go to the heavenly planet. But if you win the war, you will get the kingdom. So both way you are winner. Don't worry, Krishna is telling. But he is also saying something very, very the point number, this is the point number 2. Number 3, he just now we read what we read, that the Kshatriyas, so 32 just now is point number 2. Now point number 3 is, if you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will incur sin for neglecting your duty, and thus you will lose your reputation as a fighter. So this is the third thing. First thing is you are soul. No one, you cannot kill anyone. Second thing is that if you fight on the righteous grounds like you are doing, you will either win the kingdom or you will die, you will go to heaven, heavenly planet, the Deva planet, not the spiritual world. That's the difference. And point number 3, which is in 233, Krishna says, if Arjuna, you do not fight, you will be called a coward. People will not believe that you are a kind person. For a soldier, being a coward is worse than death. And you are a soldier, your duty is to fight. So if you kill, you don't get sin. You don't kill, you get sin. Now, isn't that a bit, normally when you kill somebody, you will get sin, right? And if you don't kill somebody, you will not get sin, right? But Krishna is saying to Arjuna, if you kill, you don't get sin. You don't kill, you get sin. So, so this one actually is because a soldier needs to defend and fight a war. If he don't, that is his duty. Like a parent's duty is to look after the children. If they don't look after the children, they will incur sin. But if they look after the children, they will not incur sin. So when they do something that is the duty of them, they don't get sin. But if you don't do your duty, you will get sin. So the same thing for Arjuna. You kill, you will not get sin. You don't kill, you will get sin. Of course, if for us, we are normal people, we go and kill somebody, we will get sin. We don't kill, we don't get sin. But for the soldier, it's the other way around. If as in a fight, in a war. But in the otherwise, if he goes around and killing people unnecessary, that is sinful. But in the fight, there you have to defend and kill. That is no choice. If a tiger wants to kill you, eat you, and you can kill, defend yourself, and you have to kill the tiger, there is no sin in killing the tiger because you are defending yourself. On the other hand, you go around looking for tigers to shoot and kill, you will get karma. So you should not be doing that. Okay, so that is point number 3. Okay, let's carry on. This story I will tell you later. Okay, who would like to read this? This is point number 5. Who hasn't read yet? Come, you should volunteer, then you can learn more. You can learn how to read nicely also. Volunteer?
I'll go.
Okay, come. Are you ready?
Yes.
Karmani
Karmani
evadikaraste
evadikaraste
ma phalesu padachana
padachana
ma karma phalam
ma karma palam
heturbur
heturbhu
mate sango
mati sangho
ti akarmani. Okay, speak louder.
Yeah, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty.
Okay, very good. So I'm going to ask you a question. Supposing I tell you, okay, let's say, Raji, how are you, Raji?
I'm fine. Thank you.
I ask you, can you cut the vegetables? And then you take a knife and you cut the vegetables, okay?
Yeah.
So are you cutting the vegetables or the knife is cutting the vegetables?
The knife is cutting the vegetables.
Then I will ask you, Raji, what are you doing? What you will say?
I'm holding the knife and cutting the vegetables.
No, you won't say, you say I'm cutting the vegetables.
Okay.
So actually, who is cutting the vegetable? You are cutting the vegetable, right?
Yeah.
Not the knife, but the knife is an instrument you are using to cut the vegetable.
All right.
Okay, so the same thing Krishna is telling to Arjuna, you do your duty. You think you are killing them? No. Krishna said, I am killing them. I'm using you as the instrument. So you don't worry, you won't get sin because I'm the one who is using you. I'm the one who is telling you have to do your duty. So he says that you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruit of action. Therefore, you should not think, I want to kill these people so I can get the kingdom. The Kauravas are thinking like that. I will kill the Pandavas so that I can keep the kingdom, which is not rightfully mine. But the Pandavas, Krishna is telling, you should not think like this. What you should think is, I have to fight for my rights and do a religious duty because a wrong has been done. So I have to put the wrong right. Supposing you see someone killing another one, will you just keep quiet and go home and sleep? No, you should you should go to the police station and say, I saw this fellow killing this fellow. This is the right thing to do. If not, the person who killed, nobody know who killed who. So he should be punished. So that is why Krishna is telling you have to fight. There is no choice, you have to fight because the wrong is being done and you are a soldier, you have to right the wrong. So that's why he said, you should perform your prescribed duty. Do it as a duty, but don't think, I want to fight these people and kill them so I can get back my kingdom. No, this is a wrong which has been done. I want to make the wrong right. And the cause of thing is automatically you will get the kingdom. But you should not be thinking of doing the action because you want the kingdom. I hope you understand so far. So he said, never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities and never be attached to not doing your duty. You should always do your duty. You should not think, I don't want to do my work. I don't want to do this. That is not correct. You should do what you are supposed to do. If you are a doctor, your duty is to cure the patient. Not you go to the hospital and then sit down. I don't want to treat these people. I don't want to treat these people. You are duty bound to treat them. You're duty bound to help to cure them, right? You should not be thinking, how much I can get from this fellow. I cannot get a single cent from this fellow, so I should not treat him. No, this is wrong. Whatever it is, if you're a doctor, you have to do. Whatever it is, then you put your charges, the reasonable charges. Then some people cannot pay also. You just say, okay, forget it. No need to pay. This is life because you have to save the person. Example, right? Of course. So this is the Krishna is teaching us now that we should do our duty. You don't worry, the results will come. Whatever comes, just be happy. You know, you get more or you get less, it's okay, but do your duty. So Krishna is saying you have the right to perform your duty, but you're not entitled. So also he's telling indirectly that never consider yourself the cause of your activities. Krishna says that you just think, oh, you think I should do this? Is it correct? The answer is yes, do it. Then answer is not right, don't do it. Okay, that's how you do the correct thing and don't do the incorrect. Okay, who would like to read this? Volunteer? Come. Don't be shy. Can you speak louder? Your volume is not loud enough.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now much better. Come.
Okay.
Shall we start?
Okay.
Dure nahi
Dure nahi
avaram karma
avaram karma
Yoga
Buddhi Yoga
Dhananjaya
Dhananjaya
Buddhau Saranam
Buddha Saranam
Anvicha
Anbicha
Kripana
Kripana
Alahitava.
Alahitava. O Dhananjaya, keep all abominable activities for distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers.
Very good. So now Krishna is bringing Arjuna from the material point of view to a spiritual point of view. You cannot understand the world. You cannot become. You cannot become. Get out from this material world by only thinking in a material sense. You cannot be happy in this material world by thinking that you getting this, you getting that, you getting this, you'll be happy. What you should do is you should also change your inside, your mentality. You should be able to change. Happiness, just if you say that rich people be happy, poor people be sad, then you see many rich people who are not happy. And you see many people who are not poor, I mean, of course, sometimes who are not rich, they are happy, you know. Like if you tell me, would you like to be rich like Najib, or would you be like to be yourself? I say I would like to be like myself. You know, Najib, he has to cheat people and to get the money, and then now he's facing court cases, and then people are cursing him. You think you think he's happy? He's got so much money. For what? You think that gives you happiness? No. Better you have a nice family, you have enough to eat, you have some nice job, and then you are happy. That is within you. It's in your mind. You cannot eat 1,000 plates of rice. Cannot. You can only eat that much only, like he can eat. So in this way, Krishna says, keep all abominable activities, means sinful activities, by doing devotional service. And in that consciousness, surrender unto the Lord. Why? You see, Arjuna is already surrendering unto the Lord. Krishna, please help me. Please make me understand. So spiritual things can help you understand your material problems also. You know? So it gives you a balance of mind, so that you don't get overwhelmed and your mentally don't become like one-sided. You get a balanced view. Okay. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. So you should not be thinking all the time that I want to earn money. I want to earn money. Sometimes you will do what you will do. Oh, I will cheat people to earn money. I will do these bad things to people to earn money. So that is not correct. So if you want to enjoy, when your mentality is to want to enjoy so much that you will do bad things, is wrong. So that's why Krishna says, all the sinful activities you keep away by doing devotional service, and you have a consciousness surrendering to the Lord. So whatever you think the Lord wants you to do, you do. You think the Lord don't want you to kill people, don't kill people. Do you think the Lord wants you to kill people? Kill people. Of course, I don't think the Lord wants you to kill people, but just an example. And when you want to think, oh, should I do this or not? Then you think that Krishna want me to do or not? If the answer is yes, okay, you do. If you think answer is no, don't do. That is how you train your mind and your consciousness, so you do the right thing. You don't do sinful things. You do things which are not sinful. Okay, now, so we have come to point number 5, is by doing your duty in life without expecting reward, Arjuna will not incur sin. So be unattached to expecting reward for doing your duty in life. You cannot be thinking as a parent, I will bring my son up or my daughter up so that they can actually pay me back when they are older, and I will ask them to pay me back for all the money I spend on them. That is not what normally you will think like that, you know. You will think your parents will just love you and they will make you grow up and they hope that you become a good person and you have a nice family of your own and you proceed with life. Like how their parents brought them up, they are bringing you up and you will bring your parents up. Of course, when they are old, hope please also look after them as much as you can, because they also help you so much when you are young. Without them, how you can grow up? So same way, you should also look after them when they need you, you know. So now Krishna is explaining how to start devotional service to him and get his mercy. So those who are too attached to material things, what will happen to them? Okay, let's read from Bhagavad Gita what happened to them. Okay. Text number. Okay, who would like to read chapter 2, verse number 62? Who has Bhagavad Gita? Anyone? Anyone?
I'll read it, sir.
Okay, 62 and 63.
Okay. From contemplating the objects of senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. The 63, from anger, complete delusions arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
Thank you. So now Krishna is explaining why a person becomes angry. First, you want something so badly, you know, and you think about it all the time, and you have so much desire for it. And when the desire you have, you get angry when you don't get what you want, and then from the anger you become your mind becomes unsettled, and again your memory will not be very good, and your intelligence will also go. And when your intelligence goes, you will not you will not think of spiritual things. You will think more of material things. So you will think more and more and more how to get what you want. In the end, you will become very much materialistic. And totally, you say, I don't want to do anything spiritual. I don't have time. I need to settle my material things. But it doesn't work like that. Just like, you know, you do your material duties, but also you do your spiritual. Be a balanced person in life. Don't be totally materialistic, and you don't care for your spiritual things. In the end, your mind becomes illusion, just like Arjuna becomes illusion. So who would like to read 265? Any volunteer who hasn't read yet? Amy?
Sure.
Have you read? Not yet, right?
Yeah, I read the other day. Never mind, I would like to try again.
Okay. Prasade sarva
Prasade sarva
Anam
dukhanam
Anir
hanir
Asyopajayate
asyopajayate
Asana Chetaso
prasana chetaso
Hi Asu
hi asu
Idihi
buddhihi
Paryavatistate.
paryavatistate. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established.
Yes. So if you are God conscious, you will have no more threefold miseries of the material existence. And you will be very satisfied. What are the threefold material miseries of material existence? You have to get born. You have to die. And you have to grow old, and you have to be, and you will get sick sometimes. So this is the threefold material miseries you will get. So in this way, we should be very careful about the material things. So we don't get peace. If you don't get peace, then how can you be happy? You cannot be happy. So that is why you need to become a spiritual person to understand your soul and the qualities of your soul and how to become peaceful and happy. So in this way, this is what Krishna is saying. You should become satisfied and the material things will not affect you so much. Okay. So we're coming to the end. We read. Okay, who would like to read the last two verses of chapter 2, 71 and 72? Those who have Bhagavad Gita. Any person hasn't read yet? Volunteer. Okay, then I'll open to the person who have read previously. Who has a Gita? Can read one more time. 71 and 72. Please volunteer.
Hi, Prabhu, I can read.
Yeah, you can read. 71 and 72.
Okay, text 71. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desire, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. 72. That is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. Being so situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Thank you.
So Krishna is giving us a hint of how to go back to the kingdom of God. He says that you should not have material desires. In these desires, Krishna is taking about material desires. We all have desires. We all have desires to be happy. We all have desires to eat. We all have desires to do so many things. But what are the desires? He says sense gratification desires. That means desires which are not to be done. Sinful desires. So he says, Krishna says that you should live free from this type of desires. You can have a desire to become more spiritual. You can have a desire, positive desires you have. But the negative desires, the greed, anger, and the lust, these are the three gateways to hell. So these are the things that you must forget. And you must also understand you are not the body, you are the spirit soul, and your relationship with the Lord is that you are Krishna's servant and Krishna's friend. So in such a if you are thinking this way, you will live a godly life and you will live a spiritual life. And when you become like this, you will not be worried about this material world so much, because you know at the time of death, you have to give everything up. You have to give up your family, you have to give up your house, you have to give up your car, and who can you're supposed to depend on? Depend on the Lord. So in this way, when you are totally thinking, okay, I want to go back to you, Lord, you will actually go back. Okay, so I stop here. Let's finish it up. So we just recap chapter 2, the indecisiveness of Arjuna and his surrender to Krishna. The soul changes body, the body covering like a dress. The characteristics of the souls were explained. You have the right to perform duty without expecting the fruit. Avoid abominable activities by working for Krishna. A satisfied person is not affected by the threefold misery. You have the right to perform duties without expecting the fruits. Okay. So this is Ambrish Maharaj. This one tomorrow I give you the story, because today the chapter 2 is very long. I could not. If I give you this story, it will take longer. So tomorrow I will talk about this story, Ambrish Maharaj. So this is food for your body. You eat prasadam, offer to Krishna first, then you can take as prasadam. And you can also chant the holy names of the Lord. This is food for the soul. This is food for your external body, and this is food for your internal soul. Those who want Bhagavad Gita kit, we have a special price. I will give you the link. I forgot to give you today, tomorrow. Okay, and those who completed the course and completed all the quizzes, you will get a certificate. This is our temple address. You like to visit, every Sunday you can come morning 8 to 12 and you will get prasadam. Thank you very much. Any questions so far?